What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Tonight is going to be an interesting night. Once again, we have some tropics to talk about with the AOI happening, as well as some September action that we're potentially going to be looking at for you guys. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started, but we have some callers that we need to introduce as well. We have quite a few people that are going to be on tonight, starting off with the man himself, the legend, Ethan WX. It's been a while, man. How you been doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm happy you're back with us. We also have Yoshi in the house. Yoshi, say hello to the stream.
Hello.
All right. We got Charlie. Charlie, say hello.
Hello.
All right. We have Kent in the call. Kent, his mic's muted right now, but whenever you get the chance, man, say hello.
What's going on?
All right. We got LTW. LTW, what's good, man?
What's good?
All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into the weather, as a lot of people have been going on with this. So here's the situation that we're going to talk about first, and I'm going to mainly turn it over to the rest of the callers we have here tonight, because I've mainly gone over this quite a bit in my videos and all that stuff, and I wanted to get their inputs for you guys as well. But here's the situation that we have. We have a tropical wave that's coming off the coast of Africa in the next 24 hours. It's currently, based on the satellite imagery, definitely moving off the west coast as we speak. At least the first part of it is right now. It's currently a 0-30% probability of development, meaning we have a 0% chance of development in the next 48 hours and a 30% in the next 7 days. That 30% has remained pretty consistent throughout the board right here, but here's the main situation that we have for you. A tropical wave is forecast to emerge off the west coast of Africa on Sunday. Thereafter, environmental conditions could support some slow development of the system while it moves westward to west-northwestward at 15 miles per hour in the central tropical Atlantic next week. So that's kind of what we have going on for you right here. Not really too much to look at for right now, but still we're going to want to pay attention to it. The ensembles definitely love this system. The operational runs are starting to catch up just a little bit, and we'll have to watch and see how these conditions pan out. There's a few things that I've been watching personally that could potentially hinder development, and we'll maybe talk more about that tonight. But as we do, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the callers right now to kind of give their insight on what we're potentially seeing and what could potentially be happening with this system. So whoever would like to start, go ahead.
I would like to.
Go ahead, LTW.
I just want to say that we should watch this really carefully, because it could end up doing like what Aaron did. Like, what I mean by that, it could travel westward, potentially come close to land, or just drift out to sea.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else?
I would say with the pattern right now, it's more likely to stay out to sea, but I think it was the Euro a little while back, at least the last run, was showing that in the long run, it might come close to the U.S., maybe near the Carolinas, but that's very far out.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's one possible scenario, but an unlikely scenario.
I agree 100% with that. And honestly, it's so far out, we're going to need to get some more data before we even consider that at this current point. Who else would like to go?
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens after it actually splashes down.
Yeah, absolutely. The splashdown effect will be very, it'll be very interesting to see, because what that ends up doing is, pretty much for those of you who do not know, basically the situation we have with this is basically a splashdown effect. When a tropical wave comes off the coast of Africa and goes into the MDR, it loses pretty much a lot of its source of convection right here. So basically, that's kind of what we're watching right here. And just to give you a general gist as to what's happening with this, hold on, just doing something very quickly. the general gist of this is it's going to take time. It's going to really mess up the models a little bit in terms of intensity, maybe track sometimes, all of that stuff. But ultimately, those usually typically recover if the signal kind of is holding on. So we'll have to see how that will ultimately pan out. So that's the situation that we're looking at right here. Anyone else would like to go?
I do want to say basically, well, first, I do agree with what everybody else was saying. If
Mhm.
it even does form, which is obviously possible, that's why it's tagged. I do think personally this will go out to sea. And things can change in the models, but I do believe it will go out to sea also because we do have a front that's
Yeah.
currently going on off the southeastern United States, and I do really believe that that will kind of deflect it away from any land, especially the United States.
All right. All right. Yoshi, you haven't said too much just yet. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah.
Go for it, Bill.
I believe that this system has practically no threat to land, at least over the forecast period.
Yeah. I think the only
Even
threat
if
to
it
land,
tries,
sorry. I think the only threat to land is really the Cabo Verde Islands, even if at this current point, but that wouldn't be before development.
even if it, first off, let's look at the ECAIFS here, which is by the numbers anyways that
Oh. All right. All right. Do you have something to share with us?
the atmosphere.
Okay. Hey, Yoshi, you're cutting out, by the way. Okay. Well, oh, perfect. We got.
There we
Okay,
go.
okay, perfect. We got it. So we'll go ahead and switch our
F11
screen real
this.
quickly.
Okay,
Go for it.
y'all seeing it, right?
Now we are.
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Awesome.
see that.
Yep.
So this is the ECAFS, and it's basically best at pressure patterns in the mid-level atmosphere. So we can go on here. The more red is the higher pressures, the blue is lower pressures. And as we see, we really don't have much of a recurve pattern. By this time, I believe we have it under just south of a ridge.
Okay.
That's height. That's norm.
There we
Okay.
go.
And then as it goes across, it keeps under this ridge here. And that is likely what's gonna happen. However, the thing is that the strength isn't gonna be too well. Let's go back to the GFS here. And let's go to, I believe it is 355.
Okay.
So let's look at this here, and we will see that this is pretty obvious here. And we see this line going out through the Atlantic Ocean of positive potential vorticity. This is actually what we call a tut.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember the full name for it.
I believe
But
it's
basically,
I believe it's tropical upper tropospheric trough. If that seems
sounds
right.
about right.
Ethan, does that sound right to you?
I remember we learned about this once.
All right. Just thought I'd
Yeah, I
ask.
forget what exactly it means, but it's
Okay.
something like that.
All right. Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is tropical upper tropospheric trough.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. So this goes out into the Caribbean, and this is actually fairly common in certain years, and this is probably one of those years. And as we see, this thing causes shear, a good amount of it. If we look at the 200 millibar wind, yeah, we can see it fairly well. This causes shear, and any tropical systems that try to get near it just die. We can actually see that fairly well on the GFS, even with the biases it has. It
Right.
develops fairly quickly, but then suddenly it loses a ton of strength and
It's torn
turns
apart.
back into a wave. Now we have this system here, but that's not important right now. It's way too far out. So this is probably going to be a fairly short-lived system. Could it impact Cabo Verde? Absolutely. Anywhere else? More than likely not. And we can do a few different diagnostic things also looking at this. And we also do see the fact that dry air has a heavy presence. I'm not too sure if it's like a thing on its own early on, or if it's thanks to the wind shear that the dry air comes in. Either way, you don't want to have a combination like this. You can have one or the other to an amount. You can have wind shear with a moist environment if it's low enough, and you can have dry air around it if we have no wind shear with a somewhat healthy system, since the outflow and general characteristics of a storm can help it survive. But when you have both, it's almost a guaranteed death, or at least almost guaranteed weakening here for a system. And considering that the system can't even go below 1,000 millibars, and it's still fairly sloppy, then you get death. It goes back into a wave, and after this is 330 hours. My goodness, I thought we were at like 240 at
No,
most.
it's that far up, bud.
Yeah, like
My
I was saying
goodness.
earlier, it's at the end of the run,
Yeah,
so
I
you
didn't hear
can't
you
really.
say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it dies, and a lot of the models, the AIFS is showing this as well. Now we can't look at where the tut is on the ECAFS, but we can see storm strength.
Yes.
So let's look at that for a moment, and we can see that it randomly just dies out in the middle of the Atlantic, and that is more than likely thanks to the tut, and also likely some dry air around it, which we don't have that parameter. I thought we had that parameter. No, we don't.
You have
We
to use
can
the
look
regular
at
Euro for that,
mainland.
bud, and the GFS.
Yeah. I believe that, yeah, cool. This is 12Z. So we can just look at mainline Euro real quick. It's probably going to say the same thing or worse. There you
Yeah.
go. And it's also, as we see, at least on the Euro, a smaller system. So that, at least in terms of pressure, that's certainly going to do something to it. It's
Yep.
going to make it much more susceptible to weakening factors. If we pump out the 200 millibar wind, which we do have that classic touch setup right here, that is pretty strong too, honestly. So that's going to kill it. That kills it on all three models. So despite it being past 168, I'm pretty confident this exact thing is going to happen.
All right.
Thing.
Okay. I will say, okay, let me go ahead and switch my screen over very quickly. I will say, though, at least initially, the ensembles definitely like this, for sure. And what I will tell you is something I was looking at with the European earlier today was kind of what you were mentioning with the shear. It's going to be running into potentially some shear, that could potentially happen if this kind of what the GFS was doing earlier, just for context, was kind of just yanking up the system further up to the north, west of the Cabo Verde Islands, which kind of ran right into the shear and started tearing it apart that way. What the European did, I'm going to go ahead and check this. This was the 0Z run. I'll also check the 12Z to see if it's still there. But the 0Z run had this kind of mainly staying further to the south of the Verde Islands and just out of that shear pattern. So that's pretty interesting. The European actually was going a little aggressive with this down the road. We were getting down to like 999 millibars at one point at 210 hours out. But that was before it started running into, let me look at this. Yeah, that was before it started running into this shear right here. So I would say initially the conditions would be decent for this as long as it stays further to the south. But after that, you're going to be running into some more problems, and we'll have to pay attention to this. So that's kind of my thinking with this. Let's look at the 12Z just for context right here to see if that continues. Yeah, it stays further to the south right here. Similar setup, similar situation, at least in the operational run. I'll have to check the ensembles right here. Not nearly as strong, though. But what I do find curious is the European actually has this system hanging around, although relatively weak, as it moves further towards the west. Granted, this is 300 hours out by this point, but heading towards some areas in the East Coast right here. I'm not really going to take it with a huge amount of stock because of how far out it is, but I do find that kind of interesting, to say the very least. And I just want to just for my argument's sake, look at the wind shear with this too. Here's your wind shear. Yeah, not optimal for this right here. Not optimal right now. Like, it really just runs into the shear after a week out, and it remains pretty weak after that. But yeah, it's going to be bad. The latest Euro has this kind of battling shear after a week out, so that's kind of what we're dealing with. Also, another thing that could kill it is the dry air. I've noticed with this. Yes, it would be in a moisture pocket initially, but the shear is going to bring in dry air and start chipping away at the structure even more. So that's kind of what I've been looking at right there. So that's something we're going to have to pay attention to as well. So ultimately, this doesn't look like the best environment for development, especially compared to what we saw previously with Aaron. But it's definitely quite something to pay attention to. So what are your guys' thoughts on just kind of the quick perusal of the perusal I just gave on that?
I would say I agree with that assessment, honestly.
Yeah.
If I was, on the East Coast of the U.S. or, anywhere else that might be affected by an MDR storm, I would not be too concerned about this.
No.
Honestly, I would say chances are nobody on land gets affected except for maybe some thunderstorms, heavy rainfall in the Cape Verde Islands.
Yeah. The European definitely seems to be more of the aggressive type with this, which I do think is kind of interesting. But yeah, anyone else?
I agree with what you said, Pat.
All right, just make it. All right, thanks. Here's the 12.
Same here.
Yeah, 12Z Euros pushing it further to the west, but remains pretty weak. Right here, just checking the ensembles real quickly. We'll get more into those a little bit later, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens with this.
I think our data will be much better after the splashdown.
Once that gets taken care of, and once that kind of takes place after, I'd say, a good 24 to 48 hours, yeah, I agree 100%. We'll just need to look and see. We'll just need to wait for that to kind of get sorted out, and then we can get some data from that. Because if we see a scenario where basically the ensemble starts screaming something's going to happen, and then the splashdown effect happens, and then it's a much less a signal, that would mean that, okay, it was really overestimating the strength of the wave. It's going to be running into some bad conditions. Don't pay too much attention to it. But if we see a scenario where it screams that this is going to happen, calms down for a day, and then screams even louder that this is going to happen once we have better data, that would be a bigger problem, I would say. Not in terms of, land impacts, but in terms of this system actually getting its act together, because that would be something that I would be intrigued to kind of see. That's just one of those kind of, we're going to have to wait and see types of situations. Splashdown effect likely going to start around 0Z and then go on until probably 0 or 12Z tomorrow based on the satellite imagery and the initial model initialization that's going to be running into this.
Yeah.
So we'll have to watch that out. But anyone else have any thoughts? Okay. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Yeah, honestly, I don't
I do wanna
myself have much
say-
more to say.
Oh, go ahead, Yoshi.
One of the people in the chats, Lava Command, said that the wave's energy after it passes could possibly reform closer to land. Thing is, we don't have much evidence for that other than maybe what we've seen in the past. Let's go to tropical tidbits here and let's actually look at the possible environment where we might have. Now, to be fair, it is all fairly far out.
Sure.
But we can have a very general idea of what might happen by then. So, first off, it's really going to depend, since we don't even have an idea of whether it's going to go towards land or go out to sea. The AFS wants it to go much closer to land, but as a very weak wave, while other models, some of them, want them to go fairly out to sea.
Right.
So I'm looking at the AIFS here, and if we can look at 500 millibar height anomaly, first off, there's not a lot. It has a good chance to recurve here. And looking at 208, looking at bulk wind shear here, it's not actually in that much shear, but it is something what some people like to call the East Caribbean graveyard, where shear is usually fairly high, at least
Early in the season, yeah.
early in the season, but also comparative to the rest of the Atlantic throughout the season even.
Right.
And we do see that on the AFS here, it's in a case where it's gone through land and just beat itself up. If we decide to go to, let's see, the ECMWF, I want to see where that's going. I believe that curves out to sea, actually.
Yeah,
doesn't
it does.
Let's see.
It does.
So, yeah, it does. It does. It wants it to stay as a very weak storm towards North Carolina. And let's see if a 200 millibar wind here. It ain't bad actually.
Oh.
It is much, in my opinion at least, it's much too far out, though, to really say anything. Actually, I just realized I can do soundings. Awesome. Let me see why it's actually doing somewhat good. So looking at the sounding here, not much wind shear, but the moisture there is kind of crap, honestly. If we can look at relative humidity, yeah, that'll do it. Remember, we are starting to see cold fronts go down by this time.
Yep. That's a
September
front.
10th onwards, usually, I'd say, is cold front season. The starting of it, anyways. And due to a very weak polar vortex, we're seeing much more of that.
Yep.
Which means, one, drier air in general, but two, it could also cause steering patterns that in this case, would actually favor no United States landfall.
Yeah.
So if we go to GFS, I want to say if the GFS agrees, the GFS takes this wave much, much slower and tries to form it at hour 384. But generally, one, we don't know what would happen. And two, more likely than not, we're probably
this
going
is
to
the 18C
see
GFS that we're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
fairly unfavorable conditions. So
If we're gonna play hypotheticals, I want to
fairly-
see this.
I don't want to say I'm confident with this, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if this does not go again, like at all. Doesn't even try.
Are you talking about this? The one the AOI we're talking about?
The 030, yeah.
Okay, just making
Any
sure.
other wave, I'm personally not looking at right now anyways,
Yeah.
because too far out.
100% for sure. Yeah, I think what I would say is just, like I said in the videos, enjoy the quiet while it lasts, because things are going to get very, very interesting, I'd say the second week of September, and then moving on from that, at least according to the Climate Prediction Center. So
Yeah, some
Someone-
people in the chat were mentioning the possibility of a Central American gyre forming,
mhm.
and I think that's probably something that we should talk about next because that's how we got some pretty impressive storms last year. You know, Helene, Milton.
I'd say that we shouldn't worry about CAG storms until late September into October. I'm not saying that we shouldn't worry about them all, but
Sure.
as of right now, at least for a forecast period, we shouldn't expect anything out of a CAG.
For right now,
Probably
I
shouldn't
agree,
be
yes.
expecting a CAG at all for the forecast period, anyways.
Yes.
There's almost 100 people watching, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, go ahead and like the stream,
And since there
subscribe
are
to the
100
channel.
people watching,
What's up?
and since there are 100 people watching, I want to say this right now. We're in a quiet period. This quiet period won't last forever. We're going to see more storms. So, what everyone here should do is you should get ready. You should have been ready back in May. But
Yep.
if you aren't ready, take this chance now to prepare because this is probably the only lull we'll get until we start to see more storms.
100% Yoshi. And one thing I do want to say as well is this kind of setup and this kind of season has been eerily similar to 2024, I would say, especially with the analogs in the back part of the season. We're in terms of named storms, we're ahead with six named storms compared to 5 at this point last year. But ultimately, it's a situation that, yeah, it's going to be quiet for maybe a couple of weeks, but then things are going to start going off again, and at that point, we're going to have to watch out and see how things will pan out because once the CAG starts ramping up, once the MDR starts going off again, we're going to have to look at the analogs and go, okay, how are we going to analyze this? Because we could see a scenario, honestly, and I really pray to the Lord that this does not happen. But we could see a scenario where we see multiple storms at once that we're going to have to look at and cover because of just how quickly this kind of scenario can ramp up. Now, granted, I'm not saying we're going to see this right away, but I would say especially towards late September is when we could definitely see that possibility. So that's just my concern with this. So if you're watching this, enjoy the lull while you can, but prepare for another round right there. Also, Lava Command in the chat, what history shows about the quiet beginning of hurricane season tends to lead to stronger hurricanes in the latter half. 1988 and 2024 are huge examples. Well, 2024 had Beryl. 2025 had Aaron somewhat early in the season. Well, August isn't exactly early, but you get the general idea of that. So that's kind of something we need to start honing in on more. Because what I would say to you right now is this is not an immediate threat to land at this current point. I would not worry too much about this unless something unexpected happens and this explodes in intensity for some bizarre reason. I hope that
Which it is very unlikely to do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's going to happen, but unless this thing really starts exploding right here, I wouldn't be too worried about that. There's no need to be worried about that right now. I'm just streaming to talk Tropics right now, so we'll have to pay attention to that. But ultimately, that's your situation that we have with this area of interest. Will it get tagged and invest? We'll have to wait and see. Personally, I'm waiting for what the NHC is going to go for in terms of how they're going to operate with, if they're going to increase the chances, they're going to hold it at 30% for the next day or so. Once that comes off the coast of Africa, we'll know a lot more about what it's going to do. So that's kind of
I'm going
my
to say,
take on it.
though,
Go ahead.
Lava Command's thing on, quote, what history shows us is a quiet beginning of hurricane season tend to lead to stronger examples in the later hurricanes in the later half, 2024 and 19. Oh my goodness, 1988 are huge examples. And I want to say, at least on paper, there's no real meteorological evidence to really support this. At least the only real reason I'd say that would work, which is a valid reason, is that sea surface temperatures would be unused. But
Yes.
But the thing is that, at least of this year, that really isn't a concern, I'd say. We do have warm SST, warm sea surface temperature.
That
yes.
is more of a concern in
That's-
the Gulf and especially around
Mhm.
Florida, but
Yeah.
in the MDR,
That's-
not so much.
But the reason is not due to the fact that hurricanes haven't been using them. That's actually pretty normal about this time of year. The main thing is the fact that earlier this year we've had rages go at it and then favorable wind setups that allowed these to not upwell as much.
Yeah,
So,
that's churning my stomach.
and
To be
other than
honest.
that, there's really nothing that can quote unquote run out. There's always a constant supply of moisture going on from the AEJ. And wind shear, you can't quote unquote run out of wind shear that the longer it takes for hurricanes to form, the less there is. That's simply not true. So at least on meteorological paper, there's no real evidence to support something like that.
What I will tell you is with these SSTs, and I will say that I just play hypotheticals. If this remains unused, especially in the Caribbean, that really concerns me because that remember 2023 we had Idalia, and that was the only big thing that happened in the Western Atlantic. Everything else was mainly out to sea or relatively weak. And what that ultimately did was it basically left everything in the Western Atlantic untapped. So when 2024 hit, things went crazy. And Beryl happened, Helene happened, Francine happened, Debbie couldn't get its act together, but it still happened. Milton happened. That raises concerns for me for 2026. And I know it's early to go out and go, okay, why are we worrying about 2026? But that's a valid concern that basically 2024 proved to some extent. Now, was it this explosive season everyone was anticipating? No, it wasn't. But we still had a lot of power because of these untapped SSTs. And those power systems are what I'm worried about going forward. So that's my take, at least in that regard. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? I'll start with Yoshi since I'm sure he wants to respond to this.
Well, something I wouldn't say that we should worry exactly for 2026 yet.
Of
since
course, it's too early, yeah.
Something I wrote in chat here. Wind and pressure patterns are much more important than waters being, quote, unused or, quote, used in the longer term sea surface temperatures. Sure, I meant this to apply to this year's hurricane season, but this can apply fairly well to next year's hurricane season too. I'm not saying that the waters being, quote, unused won't help, but really talking about it at this rate, saying it like as in it's this important,
Sure.
is at least to me slightly unwise.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I remembered what happened last year, and I'm like, oh boy.
It's not a neck at you, Pat. It's not a neck at you, Pat.
Sure.
It's just that something I have noticed also.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Would anyone else like to take a stab at it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'd say the OHC is also really volatile there as well.
Oh yeah. Wait, what are you talking about, LTW?
I'm talking about the in the Caribbean,
Oh.
the
Yeah.
and the Gulf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's another that's another thing that worries me a little bit. But I'm not going to say anything right now. Just all I'm going to say is it takes one CAG system to tap into that for all hell to break loose.
Yeah, that was kind of the point I was making is, right now there's nothing happening there. If there is a CAG, it probably won't develop for at least another 2 weeks, if not longer. But if we can get a storm to tap into that, then it could go crazy.
Yeah, that's something I've been watching as well. That's why I would say, like, especially like after the second week of September, when things, according to the CPC, start going up again, you need to watch very closely what's going to be happening both in the MDR and potentially in the gyre. So that's something to pay attention to as well. It's kind of your dual threat, I would say. Now, I would pay more. I wouldn't pay full attention to the gyre unless something is starting to ramp up, but the threat's always there. So, oof, man, that's just kind of another area to watch for sure. So, oh boy. All right, anyone else? Hello?
I think it 100% comes down to after this makes a splashdown effect if we see a strong signal or don't see a signal at all.
In terms of
I
the
think
invest,
that-
yeah. I agree. 100%. Just, yeah. I'm looking at it now, just compared to the 0Z. Okay, this is the European 0Z to 12Z. Yeah, it has downtrended a little bit. Especially with the power's definitely gone down quite a bit as well. 0Z, 12Z. Okay, this is intriguing. Yeah, the 12Z GFS doesn't really have that much happening west of about like 50 degrees north. So we'll have to see what happens with that splashdown effect. We'll have to see, but I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about this. I'd be mainly worried about the long-term stuff that we're looking at. And we've said this tonight, take the break while you can, and take the break while you can to prepare, because we could see a scenario where things start going off again, and that's for sure. Anyway, anyone else?
I mean, I pretty much agree with what everybody else has said about the area of interest and the sea surface temperatures. Also about the Central American gyre, and also I do think about the Central American gyre, there really is like no signal on models, but I do know I think it was either the Euro or the GFS. They do it like the very far out. So obviously anything like
course.
very far out on the GFS or any model is obviously pretty much untrustworthy. But there is that low pressure signature that tries to get going in like the Bay of Campeche or something.
Yeah, we talked
So
about that a little bit, but go ahead.
I think that I personally don't really think that's a valid concern as of right now, but I do think that it is a signal that the Climate Prediction Center was talking about.
Right.
That later on in September to October and November that we could start seeing some activity there, but the immediate future, nothing to be worried about.
I agree 100%. Also, you have to understand this is also the 18Z GFS, and it wants 3 tropical cyclones at once.
I see them too.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, just if the 0Z spews something out like this, then okay. But right now, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. So, yep. Okay. So, all right. What else do we want to go over? Hello?
I don't think there really is anything else to talk about,
All right.
in my opinion.
There's just not a lot of interesting weather going on anywhere right now.
Yeah. All right. Let me do something real quickly. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and take questions from the chat right now. For those who are wondering what's been going on, we'll go ahead and take those questions now, so that way we can go ahead and answer them, keep the stream going, and see if we can get some more people in to kind of give their thoughts on it. Because I know Weather Kingdom's going to be coming in soon-ish, around in about 15 minutes or so. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what ends up happening. So,
Pat, by the way,
yes.
Can you link me that MJO site you used? It looked pretty awesome.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to add. Can you link me that MJO site that you used?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's here you go.
I'm trying to put MJO stuff on my site right now. And
Of
I'm
course. Yeah.
not
I'll put
really
it.
getting explained.
Okay. Where would you like this?
Either in my DMs or live no mic.
All right. Let's see. Are you in my DMs? Okay. No. I'll send it to you. Okay. Let me do this.
Awesome.
Do this. I'm gonna add you as a friend. I'm gonna message you.
Oh, how are we not friends? Oh,
because
I think it's
my
of the
account got hacked.
The thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friend request failed. I'm already friends with this user. Okay.
We're good. We're good. Yep. I just sent it to you. Perfect. So yeah, MJO is definitely something we're gonna want to watch. Okay. Let's. Oh boy. Okay. Oh. Oh, and by the way, that one troll that's been dealing with this, Eden Rama, he's like, any of his alt accounts that come on the stream, ban them immediately, because this dude's been going after me in my DMs. He's been going through me with the stream chats. He even found been going through my Instagram and has been spamming that as well. So if you see any of his alt accounts in there, ban them immediately. Just a quick PSA for you right there. So
Who is this guy that we're talking about?
Edon Rama. So whatever spam that's going on right here, I know he's in. He had created an alt account for Storms United. He's in the holding room right now. But whatever alts he has, ban them immediately, because he's been rampaging through my social media, and I'm not gonna put up with that anymore. So, yep. All right.
That's fun.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and take questions now. Just wanted to do a quick PSA on that because I can't deal with this anymore. Once I started seeing him going through my Instagram, I was like, no, absolutely
Should I
not.
ban this guy from Storms United
Yes,
then?
please. Yes, please.
Okay, I'll go do that. I accidentally verified him earlier, not knowing who he was.
Yeah,
That's fun.
So I'll do that right now.
perfect. Okay. So, anyway, I'm amazed we still have 80 people watching right now, even though we have one AOI and not much else going on. Anyway, it's not
Subscribe.
like... Go ahead.
Subscribe.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Like the stream as well. It really helps out. And go ahead and answer us. Yeah, go ahead and answer some questions, man. Go ahead and ask us some questions. We'd be happy to do that. Okay. All right. Here's a good one. Rodney Shelby. The last half of September and October definitely will be interesting. Still lots of uncertainty. How could it all shake out? So, get this guy out. So basically, what I would say is we're not 100% sure yet, but what I will tell you is if the Climate Prediction Center ultimately gets things cooking right here, their next forecast will be on Tuesday. So hopefully, what's my schedule? What's my schedule like on Tuesday? Okay. Probably not the best night to stream. Yeah, when we stream again, potentially middle part of next week, we'll definitely dive more into the CPC and what they're into. So yeah, we'll pay attention to that as well, because usually, especially with the second week of September right here with the 40%, if you start seeing situations where you're looking at more than like a 20%, like, okay, that's going to be tagged there because it's going to be tagged, that's when you should wonder, okay, are they onto something right here? Because normally the CPC is usually the first to tag something, and then the NHC will somewhat follow suit. So that's kind of the indicator we've noticed right here at this current point. So we'll have to see what the CPC goes for in the next week or so. But anyway, we do have some questions now. Update on the ENSO. Okay, I haven't talked about the ENSO in a long time. We have the latest update. It's still in the neutral phase right now. Let's go ahead and go to analysis tools, ocean analysis. Okay, regions 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. We're at negative 0.875 almost with regions 3 and 4. It's just been dropping. Regions 1 and 2. Oh, that's a significant jump. Okay, I'm going to share my streams for this real quickly because I hope this does not hold. I really hope it doesn't. But I have the charts for you guys if you guys want to go ahead and see this. Ethan, I know you particularly would want to be interested in this. This is regions 1 and 2, which is kind of closer to the coast of Peru. We've plummeted in the last couple of weeks down to about negative
Wow,
0.6.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Regions 3 and 4, we're down to negative 0.873. If that holds, that's La Nina right there. That is interesting for sure. And that would not only, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it would really have that much of an effect on hurricane season if this continued, but it would definitely play a big factor in what happens during the winter weather season in the United States and North America. That's what I'm thinking with this.
Yeah, doesn't La Nina tend to see more nor'easters with that?
Less, actually. More Midwest snowstorms with that.
I know you get more severe weather in the spring in Oklahoma and
Yep.
Arkansas, that region with a La Nina.
Yeah, but that is a massive development. While the Aaron stuff was going on, we had a massive collapse in both the 3 and 4, across the entire ENSO region. So I want to see if this holds or not, because if it does and it holds for a month, that's La Nina pretty much. So my goodness. So yeah. Okay, Lava Command. The CAG likes October-November time frame, so this helps the gyre. I'm not 100% sold on this. I want more data before I jump to conclusions with that, but that's for sure. So, all right, do you think an MDR system will go south enough and have all right conditions in the future to get its act together in the Caribbean and it's a threat to the CONUS because of the past waves went north/died? Here's the problem with that. We need to look at other factors like troughs and ridges as well as the P&A and all of that stuff. That's something. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, Yoshi's sending me something. Oh, perfect. All right. All right. Good. All right, Yoshi. That's awesome, man. That you're doing that. I just thought I'd comment on that very quickly. But ultimately, the main thing is if we do see a positive P&A with this, it's going to weaken the ridges and it's going to cause it to go out to sea. And if we continue to see what we saw with Aaron, that's going to be more likely at this current point. It can go as far south as it wants to off the coast of Africa, but once it hits a trough that it likes, it's going to get yanked up to the north. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see right here. Okay, and what's the next question? Yeah. Okay, I'm just taking what's the next question? I'm taking a quick look at this. Anything for North Carolina soon? No. Unless you see thunderstorms from mesoscale convection, no. That's where we're at with this. CPC isn't the NHC, but they know their tropical troubles. CPC, they use climatological data, but ultimately, when you see things like this, instead of a 20% and a 40%, you gotta think, you gotta wonder what are they onto with this. So, yeah, we'll have to see what that. But thanks for the question right here. I survived Hurricane Florence. It was scary AF. Yeah, I can only imagine. That was a crazy storm. Thank goodness it did not make landfall any stronger than it did. Is there wind shear? I didn't see it when it came on. Yeah, there is. Let's go ahead and show you that very quickly. Okay, didn't mean satellite imagery. Forecast models. North Atlantic, Euro 12Z. Just because.
I never.
What's up?
I never thought Florence was going to end. It was just days and days and
Oh,
days.
yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that. Caused a lot of flooding too, which was even worse. Anyway,
I
yeah, there
lost
is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I lost my car in Hurricane Florence. It was parked out in the road.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about that. Um, but yeah, looking at this, yeah, there is some shear with this. It's gonna be like that probably for the next, I'd say, week and a half to 2 weeks, right here. We're gonna have to wait and see how this ultimately pans out, because yeah, it's definitely complete. Yeah, these runs are completely different. So, well, anything past 7 days, we really can't. We'll have to really watch what's going on. But yeah, Pat, I know this isn't tropical related, but how do you think this winter will play out? Wait for late September. I'm releasing my winter weather outlook, my first one in late September. I'm just waiting for more climatological
Ooh.
data to come in, so I can do that.
Can I finally share my?
What's
I
up?
can finally share my winter expertise.
What?
Let me get something real quick. I'm super excited about this.
Wait, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Let me get it. There we go. It's a thread. It's a giant thread.
All right.
And live no mic.
Okay.
And it's posted. So it's not a complete winter forecast since I haven't made an update to that yet.
Sure.
I made one on July 10th, but when it's Florida specific too, it was on July 10th. So pretty outdated.
Yep.
But this is practically an update to that.
All right.
So
All right. Would
the
you
polar
like?
vortex has woken up, passing 0 meters a second late last week. According to Massachusetts WRX, we are 5 to 7 days ahead of a climatological date. Colder air from the stratosphere will continue to drop into the troposphere, bringing the needed colder air into the Arctic for blasts. And we got two maps here. This is the first one is the zonal mean zonal wind at 10 hectopascals.
Right.
And it's slightly outdated, but basically it shows that we're seeing a strengthening of it, but as we see, it's slightly below climatology. The bold red line is the climatology here, and as we see, it is barely down there. It's within the 10th percentile there,
Yeah.
and newer updates show it's below the 10th bottom percentile. The second one is temperatures from 40 to 60 degrees. I believe these are anomalies. So 40 to 60 north here, and it shows that we're getting colder air from the stratosphere slowly going down into the troposphere here, and we're starting to see the effects of our little cold fronts here too. And then here are the models for Volochanka, Siberia. This is a good area to see how cold the Arctic is, and it is going fairly well. We are seeing near freezing temperatures by the end of the forecast period. Icon EPS shows a gradual cooling, with GFS showing continuation. And these are forecast models for Volochanka in Siberia. And as you see, it shows a general cooling trend. And you want to see this in Siberia, as that means there is a cooling Arctic here. And generally, winter is preparing.
Right.
The Euro EPS does not have Volochanka, but it does have Yakutsk.
Right.
It is a bit more south, but it should work. We
Okay.
see, as like in the Icon EPS and GFS, a gradual cooling. I want to preface this by saying this gradual temperature drop is normal, but a good sign we're heading into fall and winter. And as we see, again, this is slightly outdated, but generally showing a fair cooling trend with both high and low temperatures here. And then finally we look at the polar vortex indicators. And these are the two big ones.
Oh.
Although I did have something else that I lost.
That's new.
Yep. The conditions we're expecting to see, which are a La Nina and an easterly QBO phase, correlate to a weaker polar vortex. Weaker polar vortexes
Right.
allow more frequent cold blasts as the cold air isn't trapped in the vortex. And as we see, we have a fairly good La Nina for fall and winter. I mostly focus on the peak of winter, which is December, January, February, at least for my area.
Yeah.
Others, it might be NDJ, some others might be JFM, but on average, it's DJF. And as we see, we have about equal chances here, and it's fairly likely that we might see a higher La Nina percentage, the neutral percentage on the next IRI update. Pretty sure that already came, actually. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. No, it didn't. It's not September yet. And then we got the QBO here, which, again, at least according to a paper I saw, usually correlates with a weaker polar vortex.
Yeah.
Well, the easterly phase, which, fun fact, is the phase we're in right now. And usually, this doesn't change through subseason. It changes through seasonal every year, just about. It isn't like the La Nina that we're seeing. So once we're in the easterly phase, like around late summer, early fall, it's fairly likely we'll be in the exact same phase during the winter. And so that means that we have two indicators of a weaker polar vortex here. So it's certainly very interesting. And that means no matter where anyone is in the United States, you're going to have more like, on average, it's more likely that you'll get more frequent cold blasts. Now, the question is where it would go. And that's something we can't answer right now. And usually we can never answer this past 2 weeks.
Right.
Since how pressure patterns.
Right.
It's all dependent on pressure patterns, whether you have a ridge in the east or the west, and then whether you have a reaction to that. So while we don't know what that's doing yet, we certainly do know that on average across the entire United States, we're more than likely going to see a very colder weather pattern.
Okay.
This year.
All right. Thank you for that, Yoshi. Oh my! I've got what I gotta say is just that's interesting, and if that's the case, then we're gonna have to watch out for the long term here. But ultimately, this is not really going to affect hurricane season based on what I've seen with the charts. It's peaking too late for hurricane season, but peaking early enough for winter season. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that pans out down the road. But yeah, basically that's your situation we have for you right here. My goodness, I was not expecting to see that tonight. So yeah, we've been streaming for about an hour right now. We don't really have much else to talk about, so we talked about winter weather for a little bit. So hey, sue me. All right, we went off topic. We do this all the time. I'm a Met. We're all weather enthusiasts. So
pretty boring out here, honestly.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. But anyway, so before we kind of start to wind down the stream, I want a hot take from everybody, if that's okay. I want to make things a little more exciting, if I may. A hot take.
Okay.
What do we think is going to happen for the rest of the hurricane season? We got 3 months to go, so we're halfway there. What do we think is going to happen for the rest of the season?
I don't want to doomcast, but I feel like it could be fairly active if it plays its cards right.
Sure. All right.
I think we could see something in the Caribbean or the Gulf later in the season, like end of September, maybe October. So that could be interesting.
Anyone else?
It's a giant mixed bag, honestly.
Sure.
Now, fun fact, we did have, at least we should have, a new hurricane climatological models out today, at least for CanSIPs and CFS Monthly.
Oh,
That's
now
August.
will that be out at 0Z?
Usually it's out by 8 p.m.
Okay.
But on weather models, it's out by like noon. So let me go on Model Lab here and see what we got. Because we should have it. CanSIPs.
Yeah.
No, that's weird. We don't have it yet. We don't have the September. It's
We'll see.
super
It's
weird.
because we still have another day of August.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought,
it's August 30th.
I thought Sunday was September 1st.
Monday's September 1st, dude. Tomorrow's August 31st.
Am I like that stupid? Hold
Dude,
on.
that's
I
Matt's
think I'm that
birthday.
stupid.
That's Matt's birthday, man. You guys don't know who Matt Pat's Pathbreaker fans and Ethan, we all know who Matt is, but still. But
Stupid. Okay.
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say I know who Matt is.
Yeah, you know who. Yeah, it's his birthday tomorrow. Come on, wish him. Okay,
We need to get him on here at some
bro,
point.
we need to do. Okay, we gotta see if he wants to come on the stream because we did that a few times actually in the past, and I would really like to do that. But anyway, so yeah, I have an idea. I have an idea. I'll call him tomorrow. But anyway, so back on Tropic. Any other hot takes for the season?
I think that, a few weeks and later on till the end, we will see a bit more activity when things get a bit more favorable overall, which I
Yeah.
do think, especially like forcing in the MJO. I do believe that they should, at least, it should get more favorable down the road. So I do anticipate more activity.
Sure.
And just like we have been kind of like reiterating since June 1st that areas along, the coast and the Gulf and the Atlantic and the Caribbean still should be on watch. And just because we're being quiet now, like Pat said,
Yep.
does not mean that there's not going to be any quiet later.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, someone in the chat, watching from northern Leeward Islands, how does the next 2 weeks look for us in the region with the waves coming off Africa? Thank you, happy Labor Day on. Next 2 weeks is tricky. I wouldn't worry about anything this week. Next week, maybe, but right now the odds are fairly low. We'll keep you updated on that. But, okay, here's a good hot take in the chat. A hurricane becomes stronger than even Milton. It would also enter the Caribbean and hit Florida, then curve back into the Carolinas. If that's this guy Andrew is obviously joking. For those wondering, right here, it's just a hot take that we're having tonight to make things a little more entertaining. Another hot take from Lava Command. It's a mix of 2021 October since Cape Verde plus MJO was strong, and 2024 gyre with waves coming from home threats. So we'll see what happens with that. I seriously doubt if we'll have a slow second half of September. Just depends. Sorry, it just depends on where the storms form. Hopefully, African waves out to sea. So, another hot take's coming in. I say the CAG wakes up and we get a couple of big-time hurricanes into the Gulf. I don't know if this will happen. Certainly possible. We had it happen before, but we don't know quite yet. So, yeah. All right. I have a hot take for myself. Do you guys want to hear my serious take, or do you want to hear the funny one first?
Let's hear the serious one first.
Okay.
I'm serious.
All right. The serious take is, for me, I'm looking at this. We have 6 named storms right now. We still have 3 months of the season left to go. We're, at least in terms of named storms, ahead of 2024. Are we going to surpass 2024 in activity? Probably not. No. But I still think we could see similar activity to what we had before with that. I'm thinking still anywhere between the realm of 15 and 18 named storms, in the realm of 7 to 8 hurricanes, in the realm of maybe another 2 to 3 majors at this current point. That's where I'm holding with this right here. That's kind of my hot take with this. I'm going with my gut, and as well as the data I'm looking at, and going, yeah, this is we're looking at a slow start similar to last year, but it's going to ramp up again, and it's only a matter of time before it does that. And I think Aaron was a wake-up call for us, so that's my serious take. So, any questions?
There's a.
Go on, Ken.
Go ahead, Kent.
I was going to. You're doing pretty good since David has 900 people watching his stream. We're doing pretty good to have 100.
Bro, David's streaming. Bro, David just hold on. David streamed 5 minutes ago. I think his stream just stopped for a second. But bro, David's streaming. Bro, if he streams again, spam his chat. Let him know we're streaming. I'm just kidding, but still. Anyway,
He's killing. He's got 900 viewers right now.
I mean, he has 50K subs too, so that's also something. But anyway, all right. Who wants the funny take?
Yeah, go for it.
We're gonna have a cat 6.
Yep.
We are.
I totally agree.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Right
Okay,
through the loop current too.
okay, I can see it right now. We're gonna have a tropical wave come off the coast of Africa. The PNA just, I'm gonna swear here just for the hell of it. Because I'm gonna use some language I don't normally use, but it's the PNA is the positive PNA is gonna say fuck off. I'm reversing instantly. It's going to drive this system towards the Lesser Antilles. It's going to rapidly intensify as it's getting over there, become a Category 4 hurricane, move through those, and then ultimately move through the Caribbean, explode in intensity more up to a Cat 5, up to maybe 175, 180. We're just having some fun with this. And then after that, it's going to hit Jamaica. It's then going to hit Cuba. It could be even big enough to hit the Yucatan as well, if the outer bands. And then the Gulf and the loop current, that's when it really starts to intensify up to your classic Category 6, 200 miles per hour as a sub 800 mil a sub 900 millibar system. Sub 800 would be too far. Sub 900 millibar system, and then it maintains intensity all the way until the Gulf. That's my situation right there. And yes, this is going to be on the stream highlights as the hot take.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Somebody clipping you and re-uploading you.
Bro, as long as you guys credit me, and as long as you credit me in your YouTube shorts or put all that stuff, I'm fine if you do that. Just put my channel in the description and do all that stuff and tell people to go sub. That's free publicity for me. Same thing with my storm chasing footage. I have plenty of that I need to upload. As long as you do
speaking of that,
yeah,
we've all been waiting to see that.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
I'm
publish.
sure
it.
some of your viewers would love to see that in the absence of.
Yep, I'm gonna publish that. I'm gonna have to edit some stuff. I'm gonna publish that. As long as you do not re-upload my whole the whole footage as your own video, I do not have a problem if you use it in documentaries, using your own videos, make some highlights and all that stuff. I do not have a problem with that. I know a lot of storm chasers are very sensitive about that. I believe in fair use in this community, and that's why I'm being so liberal with my chase footage, because I want to share it with you guys. And I believe that using those fair use principles will do that. So basically, that's what we got for you right here. So for those in chat that are are saying it's not funny, I'm just joking. It's not gonna happen.
I was also
They all
affected
say
by
until it
our
does.
say this is very funny.
Yeah. You guys are in on the joke, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if it's not actually a joke?
Then we'll have plenty.
What if it actually happens?
Then we'll have plenty of stream content. So.
Indeed.
Okay. All kidding aside.
Well,
Pat, people are 100% going to clip this and take it super out of context.
I don't mind if they do, honestly. I
It's
really
probably going to be
don't
put
mind.
up on X, and there's going to be all these people asking, at Grok, is this true?
Yeah.
Okay, just
A
Just-
weather machine.
yeah. Okay, just for clarification, the intensity I talked about right there is almost physically is very physically unlikely, especially in the Gulf region. You get close to that, but 200 miles per hour in the Atlantic is right now physically impossible with the SSTs and OHC we have right now. I'm just trolling.
Yeah, when that
This is my
when
sorry.
when that happens, people probably won't be inhabiting the Earth anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But anyway, I'm just trolling. I'm pretty much. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. But okay. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just trolling. I'm just joking. I decided to do that tonight. We don't have much going on. We still have 85 people in here. We're gonna have some fun. But let's see. Yeah, David stopped streaming like 5 minutes ago, so
We should jump in viewership.
hopefully that's the goal, but you never know. Honestly, a chill stream like this, I have no problem with. Yeah, I'm excited with. Like, it gives me more liberties to do stuff. Honestly, it's more hypotheticals. Honestly. Okay. All right. I need to see some other hot takes that we have in here. Another hot take. I see we get a tropical wave off the coast of Africa that drives west through the wind shear and rapidly intensifies. Says freak off to the trough and doesn't pull north. And we actually have had that happen before.
Florence, right?
Barrel.
Hey,
That
Right,
happened with
yeah.
Barrel. To some
Florence
extent.
went through the wind shear.
Oh, it did. Yeah, Florence did as well. Okay.
We had someone talking about Florence in chat.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, hot take. A Patricia-like strength hurricane, but with Wilma pressures and Gilbert size that last long enough, last long as Rita, then makes landfall in, oh no, Tampa, Florida. No. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to watch my Moist Critical videos at that point.
No, Charlie.
He'd be dead too.
Yeah.
Now we're named.
Yeah. Anyway, so okay. A hot take again. A major Cat 4 goes out to sea, and then it says psych and turns left and literally drills through the wind shear into the east coast. Florence actually did that. So
Yes.
I would. So
Wait,
yeah.
Didn't
What's up?
didn't
LTW?
one storm in 04 do that? Didn't one storm in 04? Yeah.
Gene just made a massive loop.
Yeah, and hit Florida.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, Pat, what is La Nina? Basically, it's a cycle in the ENSO cycle where basically the temperatures are lower than average, and that affects a lot of weather in the tropics and in the United States, especially with winter weather. So that's what we got right here. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, I think because of all the hot takes and all of that stuff and all the jokes that we've had on chat, this is, Charlie, I think this is a cops call type moment. Because you remember all those jokes that we did in Storms United? Oh,
We gotta
man.
pull up a meme.
Yeah.
100%.
What?
So 100%. This is the cop call moment.
Bring it back to 2016 clickbait YouTube.
Yep. The 2016 intros.
Yep. Oh, man. Oh, man. The one time we legitimately get to have fun on Pat's Path Predictor is on New Year's Eve, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing a lot of stuff at that time. So we're going to stay tuned for that. We're going to have a huge show. We're going to see if we can get a lot of people in the community to come on. We're going to keep it going. But anyway, here's a hot take. An extratropical storm intensifies into a subtropical hurricane and then makes landfall in France as a major hurricane. I would be shitting myself if that happened. My
Well,
goodness.
what's
That would be a
crazy
cops
about
called
that-
situation.
Yeah. Is a subtropical hurricane possible? Theoretically, yeah. Actually, has there ever been a subtropical hurricane before in the Atlantic?
Well, here's the thing. With the NOA and the hurricanes, and the classification is when a subtropical cyclone reaches hurricane force winds, it immediately becomes a tropical hurricane.
Oof, oof,
So it's
oof.
not a sub.
Yep. Yeah. Oof, oof. Oh, this is a good one.
And
This is a good one. A hurricane obtains a spacesuit and goes band for band against Jupiter's big red spot. I would pay money to see that. I would legit pay money to see that. I'm serious. I would legit pay money to see that.
even if it's from Earth, it's definitely the underdog, done no matter what.
Yeah, the Earth's would definitely be the underdog, but hey, my money's on the underdog. I love an underdog story. Anyway, yeah, 300 miles per hour can happen. I can see that. Probably not for another 10,000 years. Yeah. Okay.
But it definitely it will happen at some point. We just won't be. No one will be alive to see it.
At least us. We won't be alive to see it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go ahead. Anyway, someone in chat was asking about trade winds real quickly. I'll take a quick gander at them. Very quickly, the U-wind heights right here. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so we're looking at more development favorable conditions September 14th in parts of the Western MDR and Eastern Caribbean right here. There's still going to be some shear it's going to need to overcome, but that's intriguing right there. So stay tuned. We'll have to watch. But yeah, 0Z definitely didn't show that previously. I'm going to wait. This is more of a wait and see. Go this far out. I mainly will have to pay attention to it. But yeah.
I just want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Remember, sea surface temperatures in OHC doesn't matter if there's wind shear or dry air.
Yeah.
So you should always pay attention to those too.
Yeah. For sure. Thanks for letting me know about that. Okay. Okay. All right. Hot take. Okay, we have another hot take right here. A typhoon goes due east and goes into the west coast. By that point, that'd be a hurricane. And California's cold current won't let that happen.
Why you got to bring facts into it, Pat?
Well, I have to bring facts into it. We gotta make it. We gotta make it. I gotta make it a little legit. We gotta keep it within the realm of reality.
We're talking about a hurricane getting in a spacesuit and going to Jupiter.
Oh boy, yeah. That okay. I'll take the L on that one. Right there. Okay. Anyway, all jokes aside, we were able to get another 20 minutes of content out of this, so I'm all happy. That's what I'm happy about that. Anyway, hot take: Pat goes to the moon in stream storms there. If someone can contact Mr. Beast or someone who in SpaceX that can get that done, I will do it. So I legit will do it. I will tell you that right now. You probably do really well for this community, but you never know. So that's where I'm at with this. Okay.
Hot take: Beast joins the live stream.
If he does, I legit will. I will crap my pants. Oh, this is a good one.
Awesome.
This is a good one. A hot take: a volcano erupts while a hurricane was making landfall. That actually did happen before. Mount Pinatubo in '91 actually erupted while a typhoon was heading towards the Philippines. So that has happened before. VEI-6 eruption in a Category 1 typhoon is not very good, especially when you have falling ash and rain turning everything into wet concrete. $1 hurricane versus $1 million hurricane. Bruh. I don't know, man. Okay.
Oh, for the kingdom.
There he is. Weather Kingdom, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great, doing great.
Um,
Trying to be good.
let's go. So basically, what we've been doing the last 20 minutes is been basically we talked tropics, and we've basically been having a
Yeah.
bunch of hot takes afterward that the chat has really been entertained with. We still have 70
That's
plus
awesome.
viewers right now, so they're definitely staying for the entertainment for part of it. So,
That's good, man.
oh
Oh
yes,
my god, I'm tired.
yeah. I'm sorry, but anyway, someone in chat's asking how I can credit you in a short. Put my put in the description sub to Pat's Path Predictor and put my channel link in the description down below. There's also a feature. Yeah, actually, never mind. So basically, that's how you do it right there. Just go sub to Pat's Path Predictor and put my channel link in the description down below. Do that on all social media platforms too, because I think we're gonna have a fun night with that.
There's
Yeah.
this other like really cool channel. It's called Ethan WX. And after
Yes!
subbing to Path Predictor, you should sub to that one.
Yo, my man Ethan, my man right here, the legend himself, the co-owner of Storms United, and a very close friend of mine, Ethan WX. That's his channel link right there. Go sub to it. Let's try to get him to 950 subs tonight. Let's see if we can do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. I uploaded to Instagram Reels. Awesome, man. Also, follow me out at Pat's Path Predictor. So, there's that.
I haven't even looked. Any interesting things that have gone on in the last, I don't know, 10 hours?
030. Shear is going to tear it apart down the road, staying out to sea. General gist. Right there.
Okay,
So,
let's look at this.
yep. That's what's
Okay.
been going on.
So is the Atlantic ever going to wake up? I think so.
It will.
I think it's definitely going to be the second half. I would say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just looked at the GFS. What the heck?
The 18Z.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? It is interesting.
What's that one word that I always use when something unexpected with the models happens in Storms United?
Strong model?
No.
No? Okay, wait,
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
You sure this is out to sea? Because the 12Z has it
Yeah.
making a very close call on the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Only if I'm going crazy.
It's so far out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, we'll see. We'll deal with that later. But anyway, Weather Kingdom. Do you have a general idea of what you think's going to be happening for the rest of the season?
I honestly do.
Okay, go for it.
I think right now we're in an quiet period, but I think that will change. We've seen this in the last couple years. And to be honest with you, I do think there will be a backloaded season. I don't know how much and how big it will be, but there is indications that we will pick up an activity again, and the MJO will become favorable again, especially after the 15th of September. I think we're going to have a very busy second half of September into October. I
Alright.
think we're gonna get in. I think we're easily gonna get near average. I wouldn't be surprised even a little bit still above, slightly above average.
Sure.
Usually the Atlantic does that, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't count the season out at all yet because I know there's a lot of people who, once you get into one quiet period, it's like, oh, the Atlantic is done, and I do not see that. At least as of right now, I don't think it's just all quiet for the rest of the season.
Agreed.
We haven't even hit the peak of the hurricane season, and we still have a whole second half. So it's too early to call,
All right.
in my opinion.
For sure. What's your thoughts on maybe the Central American gyre? Oh, go ahead. Who was talking?
Oh no, you go.
All right.
You go. Pat.
Weather Kingdom, what's your thoughts on the gyre potentially in late September going forward?
I do think we will pick up an activity, and I think I won't just count it on the 18Z GFS that kind of shows a gyro system, but I do think eventually we will pick up with gyro systems as we get later into the season. There's a lot of moisture. The European also shows that there even is some GEFS ensemble support, not a lot, but it's indications that we could
All right.
down the road, in my opinion.
Okay. Perfect.
I just want to add on to Weather Kingdom.
Go for it.
I just wanted to say, I do agree, like, it's giving me deja vu of 2024, like that quiet period between, like, after Ernesto and then, like, between Ernesto and Helene.
Yep. Yeah, because
Hey,
we
Pat.
yeah, go ahead.
I text you in Discord.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, did you see?
Okay.
Did you see the request? Did you see I sent you a
Yes,
request?
I did.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
All right, did you accept it?
Yeah, I did.
All right, perfect.
Because of what the GFS is suggesting, do you think we'll get an area of interest in the Gulf of Mexico?
Too early to call.
Too early to call for right now. Yeah, Weather Kingdom, I just responded back for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, so, okay.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm very interesting with the Atlantic. I know. I do think we will pick up, in my opinion. I do think we will get a few more storms. I was reading other people's posts and everything, and there is indications out there.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right, Weather Kingdom, but go ahead and do what I did on. Go ahead and do what I did. I told you to do in the thing. So, let's see. How do I? All right. Okay. All right. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just getting Weather Kingdom set up right now for some fun stuff we're gonna do. Hold on. I'm just going to look up how to do this again because I haven't done this since last year when Daniel was around. So, okay. But anyway. Okay, we'll do that.
One moment.
This. All right, perfect. So, from what all of you guys have seen that we've talked about tonight, what are your overall thoughts on everything? Or did we kind of just haphazardly throw them out throughout the stream? What's your overall thoughts? Go ahead.
My overall thoughts is don't count the season out. I do think we will be in for a backloaded season, in my opinion. And I think don't let your guard down just yet. And just remember, it just takes that one hurricane to impact the U.S. and people get off guarded, and then boom.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes a memorable storm, and we're trying to prevent memorable storms because people sometimes just don't see it as much of a worry to watch. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's in my opinion. But yeah.
All right.
Anyone
I would
else?
say this.
Go ahead,
I
LTW.
would say the same thing. Keep your guard up and just uh just think that just be prepared and expect the unexpected.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Yeah. Lava Command also made a point. We had one storm that made horrible things. Barry became an MCS complex and screwed Texas. Yep. For sure. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that was not optimal at all. That was pretty bad. So, there's that. Oh, redirect. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right, Weather Kingdom. Once you're fired up, just let me know, okay? All right. So, okay. So, that's kind of the general gist we've seen this season. Kind of at the halfway point right now. Still far from over. We're gonna have to pay attention to it. I think, just based on what we're seeing right now, um, we're in for a wild. I think we're still in for a wild ride the rest of the season, and Aaron is kind of a bit of a was kind of a bit of a tone setter, and that's kind of concerning for me. I will say that. So, oh,
It kind of did like a barrel, like because it defied all expectations,
yeah, it did.
and now it's a tone setter. What does that mean for the rest of the season?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. And this kind of brings back something else. I know. I'm a clause. Who here has heard of this artist named Glorb? Anyone?
No.
Okay, so
No.
he creates AI SpongeBob music videos and all that stuff. They're really good, and kind of Squidward. Kind of his solo with Squidward is kind of excuse me words is kind of it's titled Trendsetter, and that's what I always think about right there. So I'm a trendsetter, op squasher, deaded band getting, yeah, that kind of thing right there. So, yeah, I'm a closeted viewer of Glorb. He's really good. Discovered him through Critical, actually. So, I'm still on that scene of it, guys. Just because I'm a weather YouTuber doesn't mean I don't watch commentary stuff. So, there's that.
I remember when you were doing those Burger King commercial parodies. I really think we should bring those back.
Damn.
Oh my god.
I mean, you love those commercials so much. You did parodies
No,
of them.
those are terrible, dude. Those are terrible. Okay.
Who says you can't remaster them?
Yeah. My man. Why did you have to bring those up? Bro, we're gonna have so many stream highlights. So
They were. I mean, they were a masterpiece. You literally can't deny that.
that's true. But I don't think a lot. I know Matt would not agree with that. I know some other people I know wouldn't agree with it. I actually got roasted for my opinion of the Burger King commercials at the meme showcase I presented. So there's that.
You should post the stream highlights.
Oh, it's gonna be on the Storms United channel. It's gonna be on the Storms
those
United.
of you watching, go check out the Burger King commercial parodies on
God.
Pat's channel. They'll
Bro,
give you a
there
good
are
laugh.
people on this that are longtime viewers that remember that on this. Oh man,
OGs will remember, but some of you new guys, yeah, go check those out.
I had like 2K subs when I made those, and I was just trying it out because I'm a YouTuber, so yeah, bro. Anyway, all right. Let me.
Well, is it you in Weather Kingdom stream?
What's up?
I don't think it's. I don't really think that's you, Pat. Is that you
What's up?
saying
What? Saying what?
in Weather Kingdom stream saying the exact same thing over and over again? I think it's like a
We'll
fake
deal with
account.
it. No, it's
It might be
no.
the
That's that.
same
Yeah, that's
troll from
that's
earlier.
a
I just had
spam.
to
That's a
time him
Weather
out on this
Kingdom.
stream.
Weather Kingdom. Oh shit! It's okay. I'm the at least I'm popped up. I'm the number one. Weather Kingdom. Could you make the number one Pat's Path Predictor a mod, please? Could you do that for me? In the meantime, I'm going to redirect. Well, start to.
Somebody saying can I mod over and over and over again?
Oh, I'm mod. I'm mod. Perfect.
Double, triple, cringy,
Get this guy out of here.
cringy,
Get this guy out of here. Bro, what the Ethan, are you listening to that shit? Bro.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. We're on what? We're streaming. Okay. Control V. Perfect. All right. Okay, Weather Kingdom, you're going to need to do something for me. In your community settings on your YouTube channel, add me to the live redirect list on there, right there. I think that's what it's telling me to. So, okay. All of that is jokes aside.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Hey, Pat, how do I do that?
Okay, so let me walk you through this. So let me see this. Okay, I think it's go to settings, go to
In my analytics, right? Yeah.
just your settings. Go. I think it's I don't think it's.
Okay.
Let
I
me
got
look
it.
at it.
Pat account is on Weather
yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah. Oh, set live. Turn your Go to community moderation and go to live redirect users and turn that on. All right. Okay.
Yeah, in a moment.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do
Oh, right
is
here.
we're trying to get some people some help. Hold up 1 second.
I go to more,
Bro,
right? And then
Yeah.
oh.
Okay, bro. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Dark Steve's is here. Yeah. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, man. Yeah. I know you're a little late. Yeah. We're helping Weather Kingdom out because he's streaming now, and I'm gonna redirect some of you guys all the to his stream actually because we need to get him to a lot. We need to get him a lot more subs tonight. So we need to. We're gonna do that. Ethan, we're giving Ethan subs and all of that. We're giving Weather Kingdom subs, bro. We're giving back to the community tonight. That's why. That's the real reason I wanted to stream, guys. I wanted to give back.
We're building
to the community.
Storms United up.
Yeah, I want to give back to this community that's done so much for me. So.
How do I do the whole setting thing? I don't know. Is I'm in
All right.
settings.
So go to your. Okay. Okay. Are you on your computer?
Do you want me to just show it on the stream?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'll direct you. Actually, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead and do that. I'll turn it off and I'll let you on it.
Want me to put it in YouTube Studio or?
Oh, go ahead and show me your stream. Are you in YouTube Studio?
Now I am. I'm
Okay,
about
go ahead
to
and show me
be
your
in.
stream.
Yeah, right here.
Perfect. Go ahead and show it to me.
How?
I know
we're.
I know we're off topic right now. We're just getting some help out. Also, that's Ethan's link to Ethan's channel once again. So we're gonna. Hold on. I'll deal with Weather Kingdom stuff in a second. I'm managing 2 streams right now. So basically, bro, you're streaming your freaking You're streaming your YouTube your YouTube Studio on your channel right now.
Oh, oops!
You're supposed to stream it in the live stream stage.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Okay.
Oopsies.
All right.
My bad. That's low.
Sure. Anyway, sorry guys. I know we're losing viewership right now over this, but hey, that's okay. So, all right. So you're on your stuff. Okay, you're on your YouTube studio, right? Still. Go down to
Yeah, I'm
settings.
trying to share
Just go down to
YouTube
settings.
Studios. Okay.
Settings. Go to
Yeah.
channel customization. Go to settings and then community moderation. Actually, no, not that. Go to. Actually, hold up 1 second. No, it's settings and then no, it's not customization. Settings then. Oh, community moderation, and then are you in community moderation, Weather Kingdom?
No, I do not see that
All right.
on my
Go to
settings.
click settings. Do you see general, channel, user defaults, all of that stuff when you click that?
I must be in the wrong settings.
Just go ahead and stream it to me on the stage. Guys, we're setting up Weather Kingdom stream real quickly, so that's what we're doing.
Just, yeah. How do I share? Why can I not share right now?
Set.
All right.
Set.
It is not okay.
Okay. Well,
It's not letting me share on here.
we'll deal with this in a sec. So.
Yeah.
All right.
That's weird.
All right. Are you still in YouTube Studio?
Yeah.
All right. Go down to the bottom left, and do you see the settings button right there? With the
It
gear?
only shows in my YouTube Studio. It only shows the dashboard, content, analytics, community, and earn. And then if I go in my profile, then it shows the setting.
Go to that.
Okay.
Click settings.
Yeah, and then it shows notifications, audience, country of residence, permissions, creator, something with creator, and then clips.
Is there a
Sensor
community
audio,
moderation
claims-
on there?
No.
Okay, we'll deal with that later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and close the stream out. We've been dealing with this for a while. So we'll just go ahead and end it. We'll just go ahead and... Are you guys okay if we just end it and just redirect to the after show with Weather Kingdom?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Okay, ladies
All
and...
I'll say is, thanks to everyone who came out tonight, and
Yep.
especially who subscribed to Weather Kingdom and to my channel. We
Absolutely.
really, really appreciate
Yes.
it.
For sure.
I really do.
Subscribe to you, Ethan.
Yep. Let's go. Anyway, all right, we're going to go ahead and close the stream out here, guys. We'll be on the after show with Weather Kingdom, and we'll talk more weather for a little bit, and then at least me personally, I'm going to get off so that way I can get some rest and all of that. I'm sure Ethan will probably do the same soon. Whatever he wants to do, his choice. But ultimately, big stuff is coming up ahead, and we're going to want to watch out. With that being said, we're closing the stream out right here. Really hope you enjoyed it. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. The goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.